Are you tired of being a regular camper, eating beans out of a can and sleeping on the hard ground? Well, here's a solution for you. Glamping in a Kia EV6 with all the creature comforts from home. In this video, I'll show you how to turn the EV6 Air into the ultimate glamping machine, from setting up the perfect campsite, enjoying the great outdoors with your own personal movie theatre, kettle, toaster, lights and more. Over a 12-hour period, I'll detail how much power we used, range loss, and tips for making camping just that bit better. We packed camping gear into the 490 litre boot of the Kia EV6 Air and food into the 52 litre frunk, and headed out to Drumkeen in the Macedon Ranges. The kids explored the site whilst I unpacked the EV6. Before we get unpacked, I'm going to set the scene for you. Tonight is all about glamping, and the Kia EV6 has got an awesome little party trick. Come here, I'll show you. It's a PowerPoint, but it can actually deliver up to 15 amps or 3.5 kilowatts of power. That's pretty powerful, mind you. Your average heater is about 2 kilowatts. This has got that and some more. So tonight we're going to be using our toaster. We've got a kettle and some lights and a TV. You'll soon see, but nonetheless it's a great feature that makes camping in like electric vehicles so awesome. And if you're thinking, Chris, what if you actually run over electricity? Well, there's actually got some settings. So under EV, if we go vehicle to load, you can actually say what is going to be the minimum charge level you're going to let the car run to. So it will only let you go as low as 20%. Tonight I'm going to make up for an error I made in the last camping thing that I did in the Kia EV6, and that was not using utility mode. I complained that turning off all these displays and getting it configured to actually sleep in took a lot of work, but as was kindly pointed out to me in the comments, yeah, utility mode, Chris. So let's do that now. Use a high voltage battery to power electronic devices connected to the vehicle. Audio lights, etc. can be used when parked for a long time or for camping. To deactivate utility mode, press the start button. So I guess that's the start button. Okay, so what do we do? Utility mode is now on. I don't know what that means. Let's check out the things. Okay. Oh, yep. Straight away, there's no daytime run lamps on. Good. What else can we see? There's no brake lights on, but then again, no one's braking, and conversely, the lights aren't on. So, all right. One of the features I love about the Kia EV6 is it's got this removable rear privacy shade, which the Tesla in Australia doesn't actually have. And for camping, this is going to give us a little bit more extra room, make it a really big space for us to use.
You didn't tell us about the llamas and chooks.
There's llamas and chooks?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go look at that. We'll have to come back to this because I think there's more to it, but I'm not getting it. The kids explored the site and I completed campsite setup, not only for the Kia EV6 but also our Tesla Model Y. Want to know what it's like to camp in it? Follow the link below or after this video on the end card. We enjoyed some homemade sushi and then gathered around for movie night under the stars. Tonight's movie, Crazy Rich Asians, a great rom-com with so many classic moments. We not only enjoyed the ambience of the campsite, but also a few cups of coffee, compliments of the Kia EV6 vehicle to load, some chocolate, and made some great memories that will last a lifetime. I'll just show you a few things about the car. Okay, so the good news here is that it's nice and bright. Like, that's a good bright light there. And that's been very usable and worked really well for this trip because we're able to store our food in there. So that's good. Now you can probably hear this. I'll just take the mic and put it next to it. So you can hear the air conditioner going. And it's a heat pump, so nice and efficient. So we're currently in utility mode. So I was able to turn the headlights off. You can't see that, but you can see my finger. And the next thing I'm going to do is turn this display off because it's quite bright. Display, and there is a display off button. And to get it back on, all I have to do is just tap the screen. Again, that's off. But this one's still staying on. Be nice if that was off. So maybe what I'll do, there we go. So that's dimmed it down. Not too bad. Okay, that's usable. Let's go check out the lodgings in the back. I can easily, I'm only like 5'10", 5'9". Who am I kidding? I'm 5'9". And this is unfortunately a king single, and you need a double to actually go across this bed, you know, across the width of the car really well. And I wish I forgot that the other one broke, and so yeah, here we are. It's going to be a bit squashy with me and the missus tonight. I'll let you know how that goes in the morning. No doubt it's going to be a comfortable sleep because the temperature will be just right in here, but conversely it's going to be very squashy, and someone's going to be falling off the edge of this bed into the gap that's down there. So I'll let you know how that goes in the morning. Here's a problem I didn't anticipate. It hasn't got a power tailgate, so I've had to jump out, and I'm going to close the tailgate now because yeah, that's not going to work otherwise. There we go. Okay. Let's see how much energy and range we lost camping in the Kia EV6. First, let's work out how much battery power we used. When we arrived at the campsite, the car had 80% stated charge. By morning, it was down to 69%. Over a 12-hour period, the car consumed 11% of the battery. That's just 0.9% of battery use per hour. With some simple math to find what 1% of the battery is, we can quickly work out a few things. As 1% of this battery is equal to 774 watt hours, we first convert it to kilowatt hours and then multiply 11% by 0.774, meaning 8.5 kilowatt hours of battery was used. Now, let's find out how much range this camping trip took. During my week with Kia, it averaged about 17 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, so its real world range is 455 kilometers. At 80% stated charge, that equates to 364 kilometers of range. 69%, 314 kilometers. We then take one from the other and find that we lost 50 kilometers. An amazing result, especially when compared to the Tesla, which lost 44 kilometers, not over 12 hours, but in just 7. Also, the Tesla didn't run a TV for several hours, boil a kettle several times for teas and coffees, nor provide us with toast, which the Kia EV6 Air did. Good morning, it's day 2 and we've made it through the night, and it was a bit of a sleepless night. My mistake with the bed, that gap meant that I kept falling into it, and that woke me up, of course. The other thing was, just because it's not naturally flat, the back of the seats are high, so you slide down into the boot and you keep ending up in like a fetal position, and that wakes you up because you're like, your body's saying to you, I'm not comfortable, and you wake up and you're like, oh, wriggle, 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 you go back up. The next thing was, I probably had the temperature not right. I could have changed it, but that would have meant I had to reach over to do so. There's no app, and that in itself meant that there's no way for me to egress out through the boot. So I had to go to the toilet, and I had to basically really tuck myself in, do some gymnastics to get out the side door. Not the best experience perhaps. I think the better choice of it, the better thing to do here is to get one of those SUV tents. You add it onto the back, and here's a bit of a picture so you know what I'm talking about, and you can sleep in that way more comfortably. You benefit from the air conditioning from the car, albeit you're going to use a lot more energy doing so, but at least you're going to have a great night's sleep. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe. If you want to see behind the scenes and things that you don't get here, become either a YouTube member, Patreon. Otherwise, you be good and you be green.